Hey everyone, this is Chall. Thanks for clicking on my video. And I wanted to come in and talk about this young man, older woman dating. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I have several friends that do date younger men. So because I'm really starting to get back out in the dating world, I thought about, would this be something that I would do? Now, the answer for me is no, not at this age. And one of the reasons is I have a son that will be 30 on his next birthday, which is in April. And I wouldn't want to do something that would upset my son or make him lose respect for me. You know, thinking that his mom is dating someone that is a few years older than him or either a few years younger than him. Now, I don't knock my friends for what they do. You know, I sit and listen to their stories about, them dating a younger man, and I laugh with them, and, we chit chat about it. Now, I'm not going to say that I never dipped my foot in the pond of dating someone younger, because I have this series of videos called Dating While Gray, and one of my stories on there is about me dating someone who was younger than me. Now, at the time, I think I was about 40 or 41. I went to a club. I had been dancing with this guy all night. I thought he was cute. He seemed to be feeling me. And when we walked out of, the interior of the club out to where it was lights where we could actually see each other better, and he was asking for my phone number, I looked at him because I realized he looked a little young. When I asked him his age, at the time he was about 26 or 27, and I was 40 or 41. Now, when I told him my age, he told me he didn't have a problem with it, and we did date for about a couple months. But that was when I was 40. And actually, because he was so young, I really didn't, take him around a lot of my friends, only a select few. But when I think about it at this age, I'm about to be 52 in March. I just couldn't do it. Now, I thought about what would I have in common with them? Could I build a life with them? And just things like that. And for me, I don't think that I will be able to. So I would rule that out. Now, I have a girlfriend that has been dating a younger guy for several years. She's my age. She's dating someone in their 30s. And, while she has fun with him, and of course, because he's younger, their sex life, she always talks about that. But what I see from the outside looking in is I don't think that he sees a future with her. I think that he kind of uses her like to do things for him. And I don't mean like money wise, because he has a good job and he doesn't need her financially, but it's almost like she's his mother, and she's always advising him on how to do things and stuff like that. So I don't want that. I want a man that has been out here for a while, has lived a lot of life like I have, and maybe just a little bit older than me, my age, or a little bit older than me, because I would like to learn something from him. Not to say that, someone in their 30s couldn't teach me anything, but we wouldn't be on the same level, meaning in life experiences. So again, for me, it wouldn't be something that I could do. But my girlfriend, I think what started out as her, playing with him, was something to do. I think that she looked up and she realized that she was in love with him. And now she finds herself in a dilemma because she's, 52, 53, and she's messing around with a guy that's in his mid-30s. He doesn't have any children. She might be a little menopausal, y'all, and not able to give him kids. And one day, once he settles down, he might want kids. So what does she do now? She has adult children like me, and she's in love with a man that has never had a child, and she's not going to be able to give that to him. I also noticed that she's constantly trying to reinvent herself. Different hair, different this, different that, staying up with fashions and, all that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But again, on the outside looking in, I see that a lot of this that she's doing is to keep herself interesting to him, which there's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, age is going to catch up with her, y'all. And some little young thing is going to walk across his path, and through no fault of his own, his eyes are going to be diverted from her. Because, let's face it, in the scheme of things, he should be with someone his age. Now, there are young man, older woman relationships that do work. Don't get me wrong. I know that there are. But I think that that younger man has to have a certain level of maturity that can help sustain the relationship. Now, I know my younger brother, from the time he was like 18 years old, he has always dated older women. He has never had a problem with it. He literally, when he was 18, he may have been between 18 and 20. I remember he bought this woman over for Thanksgiving dinner. And the woman was actually older than our mother. And I remember as soon as she walked in, and my brother was introducing her to everyone, and she looked at my mother and referred to her as ma'am. Y'all know my mother was tripping, because my mother looked in her face and could tell that this woman was as old as she was or older. And it messed up my mother's whole Thanksgiving dinner, because my mother left them in the living room and went in the kitchen and was fussing quietly like, cannot believe he brought that old bitch to my house, and this bitch got the nerve to be calling me ma'am, and her motherfucking ass is probably dyeing her hair. Y'all, my mother was not feeling it. She was like, this old bitch fucking with my son, blah, 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 blah. The lady was actually a teacher. She had kids that were as old as my brother or older. And, I don't know what it was about, my little brother that attracted him to older women. To this day, he is like 48. He's about 48, and he's dating a woman that is in her 60s, y'all. And he thinks she's fine as fuck. He said that her body is still tight. He likes all, her sophistication. And actually, it seems to work for them. She actually has sons that are older than my brother. Now, something that I noticed, one of my friends who does this dating of younger men, she was married for like over 20 years. And what she told me is that the last time she dated, she was young. And she said that she believes that what happened is her taste in men was still, from the age she was when she last dated. Meaning, just say she met her husband when she was in her 20s. And, you know, they dated and maybe they got married right before she was 30. So that's the last time she dated. So when her eyes are out there looking at men, she's more attracted to the men that were the age she was when she last dated, which is late 20s, early 30s. Child, I had to keep her away from my son because the first time she met my son, we had saw her at a grocery store and my son was with me. And at the time, my son was mid-20s or so. And I was talking to her, you know, ran up to her, hey girl, how you doing? You out here shopping too? Now I noticed she kept on looking off to my left. And when I turned around, she was staring at my son. Now, my son was totally oblivious. He did not know what was going on, you know, because first of all, she was his mom's friend. And, you know, after I had introduced them, he lost interest. But this old bitch, she was over there drooling at the lips. So when my son walked away, she was like, ew, your son is kind of fine with all that beard and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, back the hell up. You know, I was laughing and everything. And I was like, now, you know, this my baby. So, girl, you better put your claws back in because you're not about to pounce on this one. I want him to date someone his age and, you know, grow with that person because they are, you know, more in tune with each other. He don't need your old ass draining him of all his youth like a damn vampire. And she just laughed and went on, but you could tell that she was attracted to him. So I do understand that there are women out there that, you know, they do it and it works for them. And when my friend explained to me, you know, why she was attracted to younger men, I could see, you know, her point. But for me, I just couldn't do it. So when I go back out there, I have to date men from 52 and up. Y'all, a lot of my friends do this online dating. I think it's this website called Plenty of Fish. So they were telling me, you know, we meet guys on this website. First of all, I'm a little leery about these websites because some people have gone on there, met people, and them people done fucked them up or killed them. So I'm not one for really doing it. But one time I was over at my friend's house and we were browsing that Plenty of Fish website. And, you know, I put in the age and I was looking at the men that were my age, and you know how you be thinking, is this what I've come to, y'all? Now I know my shit ain't tight no more, and I know, you know, I don't got the young body that I had when I was younger. Even my face looks different from when I was younger. But I was just sitting there like, I cannot believe I got to be dating somebody's damn grandpa, because some of these men were looking like grandpas. Now, when I go out there and date, I have to have someone who still has a sense of humor and who still has a sense of youth about them, you know, a zest for life. And I know to people out there who are listening who are maybe in their 20s, 30s, you guys might not understand what I mean. I tell y'all this in every video, I love to laugh. I love to look at things in the world and find humor in it. When I laugh and joke about stuff, it really is like it keeps me young pretty much. And sometimes I'm even too funny for my damn kids. Let me give y'all an example. I remember one time my son was in his early 20s. And he had been looking for a job, and he couldn't find one, and I could tell he was getting depressed. So what I did is I told him to come over one morning, I'll cook breakfast, and, you know, we'll go online, and we'll help you, we'll get a newspaper, and this was back when, you know, people were actually getting newspapers. So we're sitting there, we're looking, he's all online, and I have the newspaper. So y'all, I run across an ad for some male exotic dancers. So my son, I was looking at it and it was saying, experience, blah, blah, blah. So I was joking with my son and I was like, hey, and his name is Scott. I was like, hey, Scott, I found something. I think you will really like it. You seem to be experienced, and, they said you really don't need experience. But I told him, looking at you, I think you make a lot of money doing this. So I had got him all pumped up, and then he was like, Mom, what is it? So I circled it or highlighted it, whatever, and I put the paper down in front of him and I said, boy, they are hiring for male exotic dancers. I said, you can go on over there, shake what your mama gave you and make you some change. Y'all, he found no humor in it. Now, I was on the floor rolling, cracking up because of the look on his face, but he was like, Mom, he told me that I seriously had issues. And, why would I even say that to him? And another time, y'all, and I'm getting off subject, but I got to tell y'all this story. Y'all know, some of y'all know that I make candles. So I had gone to the place that I go to buy my supplies. And it was a little white girl there. And I noticed that, whenever I came with my son, she was kind of all up in his face, showing him around, letting him smell all the scents and stuff, and just answering all his questions. So this had gone on for, maybe a few months. So one time I went there and I had told him, I was like, look, that little girl up in the front like you. I said, and I think if you go up there and talk to her, boy, we'll walk out here with some hell of a discount. So I told him to go up there and throw his game on her and, ask her, can my mom get a discount or something? This boy looked at me like I was crazy. And he was like, Mom, are you trying to pimp me out? And I was like, no, at the time he was like 26, 27. I said, look, take your ass up there and talk to that girl so she can give us a discount. He was so freaking mad at me, y'all. He told me that he had asked me, he was like, no, would you? Because he got a little sister. Y'all know I got a 22-year-old daughter. So he was like, and my daughter's name is Amber. And he was like, would you do this to Amber? Would you take her somewhere? And because a guy at the place she was at, liked her, would you tell her to go up there and use her feminine wiles and, talk to the guy to get you a discount? And when I thought about it, y'all, I was thinking, well, he got a point there. I guess I'm wrong. But it was just the humor in all of it. I still have a sense of humor. So if I'm dating someone that's in their 50s or 60s, they have to have a sense of humor. They have to, still have that zest for life. And I think that when a woman gets my age, and some of these women that I know that are dating these younger men, maybe they're still chasing that zest for life, and maybe they couldn't find it in an older man, and they look to these younger men. Now with me, I don't even mind if their body is not quite 100, because basically mine is not either. I got battle scars from having children. I've had 2 children, 2 C-sections. So a man of my age knows that we have stretch marks. We might have a little pooch, and we might be carrying a little extra weight. Let's keep it real, y'all. So they're not expecting the body of a young girl. And that's another thing that I wonder, like, the first time that these younger men, older women are intimate, like, even though you can keep yourself toned as an older woman, you can keep your body as tight as you can, you will never compare to the body of, say, a 20-something-year-old woman, a 30-something-year-old woman, and even in some points, a 40-something-year-old woman. Because basically, when we're in our 50s, we have reached midlife. Now, like I said, you have those men who do like older women, and they don't mind the body of a 50-something-year-old woman. But I will ask my friends, you know, the ones that date the younger men, I will say, like, when you first took off all your clothes, were you kind of shy? You know, did you look at his face to see, you know, did he appreciate all that you were bringing him? And some of them say they didn't think about it, that at the time, you know, they were in the moment, and maybe they thought about it later. And, you know, it has worked for them. So when I look towards, you know, the future of my life as a woman that is middle aged, I don't see a future with someone that, you know, is in their 30s. I look at my son now, and I would not want him dating someone my age. I just wouldn't. I think that, you know, a woman older than him would constantly be, you know, kind of telling him what to do, or thinking she knew more than him. And I think it's important for him as a man to be able to develop naturally, meaning that as he grows and gets older, with a woman that is his age, it would be more natural. You know, they would make mistakes together, and she wouldn't be like over him like a mother, basically telling him what to do. And I think that sometimes when those older men, older women, younger men relationships happen, I think for the younger man, it kind of stymies their growth as a man, because you got this older woman constantly telling you what you are or are not doing right, or how she wants you to dress, or how she wants you to carry yourself, blah 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 blah. So he's constantly trying to fit into her ideal of what a man should be, when she's 20, maybe even 30 years older than him. So I just don't see how those relationships work. And y'all, with that, I'm gonna end my video, and I want you guys to tell me what you think. If you are a guy out there, would you date an older woman? And have you dated an older woman? And if you are a woman out there and you are, you know, of a certain age like me, you know, do you rule out younger men, or would you date them, you know, just to have companionship? Or are you like me and reluctant to even, you know, tread that way? For one thing, I don't want to be, you know, get infatuated by some young guy, and then, you know, at some point he called me an old wrinkled up bitch, you know. So that's why I'm like, I ain't even fucking with it, y'all. But I would like to hear, you know, everyone's opinion on this, because I am planning on this year, you know, putting my foot back out there, and I guess finding my forever love, you know, because I've been through, you know, a lot of relationships in my younger life, and I was with someone for 17, almost 18 years. So dating now at this age is a little different for me. And when I look at some of my friends and some of the shit that they allow themselves to get into, I don't want to be that old bitch, y'all. I just really don't. Keeping it real, I do not want to be that old. And I'm not going to call myself old, because, you know, in this day and age, we are living a lot longer. I had a grandmother that's 91, 92 years old, and the only thing wrong with her, y'all, is she got a little arthritis. She don't have any type of major illnesses, blood pressure, diabetes, nothing. She is healthy as an ox, and her brain is as sharp as a young girl's. So, you know, we're living longer. So at the age that I'm now, I'm considered middle age. And, you know, if you keep your health up, nowadays with all the medical, you know, advances that we've made, they're making it into, you know, quite old age. So I just want to know from y'all, what do you think about this younger man, older woman thing? I'm going to say again, I don't have a problem with some of my friends doing it. I have done it before but I don't think at this age. So let me know down in the comments what you think. And as always, thank you for watching my video. Guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.